Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I have a card which I've made as a test run for a cutting file which I've designed for my ScanNCut, and this is it here. It's in time for Valentine's Day, getting ahead of the game this year, and it's this little gnome on a toadstool. And I'm going to provide this file to you free of charge, and in the description box below will have the link to where you can get this cutting file. Now remember, this is not an SVG file. This is going to be in the FCM format, so it's only going to be available to ScanNCut users, or if you have the ability to convert FCM to an SVG, then of course you can do that. But I've only given it, in this case, in an FCM file format. Now, as you can see, it's still drying a bit. It's not been long since I made this, so the glossy accents are still a little bit cloudy, but they will get shinier as time goes on. And our little gnome here is quite a dimensional character. I do have a couple of other gnomes already that I've designed for more cards, such as a Valentine's card, but I may upload those at a later date. I may not, but in the meantime I wanted to be sure that the overall cutting file was going to work, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. So if you'd like to see how I put this together, and you can too with your ScanNCut, then stick with me and I'll show you how. After you have downloaded the cutting file, the files will be in a zip, a compressed file. So be sure that you extract it so that you can bring it into Canvas Workspace. And once you do, you can then just bring it onto a new workspace like this by importing it through the icon here for the SVG, or you can go up here to File and then import it from your computer. So I've got it ready here. I've brought all the pieces for this card onto one mat. Yours is going to be divided into various sections, so you can set it up however you like, but I'm going to just send it all as one, and then I can edit it once I get it onto my machine. So at the moment I've got it generally laid out so that these pieces here are going to be in black, these are in white, I've got some in pink here, some sentiments, etc. So that's all you need to do, is just import it, then export it to your machine, and you can be cutting along with me and making this gnome on a toadstool card. So now it's time to send it to the machine and get started. So let's do that. And now I'm on my way to cut out all the pieces, and then we'll put the card together. The thing I'm going to do is to prepare the card blank. This is going to be a 5x7 card. And so this measures 10 by 7, unless you already have a 5x7 card blank. This is the size you'll need. And then you're going to score it at 5 inches here on the long side. And then fold and burnish that. And I'll be making a mat for this as well. Plus I'll have this piece, which is my card blank, which is going to go on top of here, on top of the mat. And this measures 4.5 by 6.5. My mat will be 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I've got all my pieces cut out here. Got my little fella here, this is what I'm going to place all the other parts on. I've got my toadstool, I've got my gnome. He's going to sit on here like that. And I've got a couple of different hats here. Not sure which I'm going to use yet. I might use the blue or this sort of aqua colour. I think we might go with that one. And we've got for the toadstool, we have this piece. So we have a piece that's going to go under it, so that we have that, and that's going to go on top with the toadstool. The pieces I need are these, as well as the stump I have here. I'm going to glue those in place. This is a good opportunity for you to use up any scrap pieces that you have, because with the ScanNCut you've got the ability to scan in your mat with your scrap pieces and then place your cutting files directly over those pieces. So there's our toadstool. Just move that over a bit. Like that. So that's done. And now we'll go on to our gnome. So this is his shadow here, with a mat for him. And I've got his beard. I've cut it out twice. I may end up putting those together twice. We do have this if we want to have that on the toadstool, but I don't think that's going to show. So I'm going to leave that off for now. And I've got to go to the back of the hat. We have this piece. We'll go behind like that so we can see the hearts. Like I said, I could use this one. Let's see. I think this one's a little brighter, so we'll go with that one. We also have some trousers in that matching green, or we've got them in blue as well, which you can sit on top of here. If we want him with a hat like that, I think I might go with the blue for his trousers. Let's get started on this one then. So the first thing I want to do is to put the piece behind here so that we can see the hearts showing through. Yes, let's get his beard down with his nose here at the top. for the most part, I've actually doubled the pieces, so they're quite dimensional now. You don't have to do that. You could just have the single pieces like they're cut out like that. Now, oh, he needs to put his trousers on first. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's see if we can get that lifted quickly. I think so. Forgot his trousers. Oh dear. I think I can still make this work. There we go. That would be the disadvantage of having the quick drying glue, but I think we can salvage this all right. It's not really as bad as it looks. So, there we go. Down some. In fact, I'm going to color this heart in. Otherwise, it's going to be the same color as the hands. I'm just going to go around with this alcohol marker. I bring the toadstool in. For the gnome to sit on. Like that. His legs dangling down. About like that should be alright. So I'm going to use this liquid glue because it's a strong glue. This is getting rather thick, so I want to be sure that that's going to be really secure. So we can get our gnome on here now, and I'm actually going to put him on a little bit of foam tape. It does rise off of this. So this will be glue in this portion, and then I'll use some foam tape along here. So I'm just going to cut this into some strips. Grass here as well, which we can put here at the bottom. Just give it a bit of grounding there. Finally, I have a sentiment for the bottom that just reads Valentine. Oops. It's going to go along that grassy bit there. So in this case I've not used any sort of other background other than the card itself. So just to leave that with a lot of white space that way. So now all I need to do is to get the mat onto the card blank and then attach this, and we'll be pretty much finished, except for a few little added touches. That is this piece of black paper, which I've cut the center out of. And it measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Also going to use a sparkle pen and then I'm going to come in with my glossy accents. I'm going to do his nose. Leave that to dry because it's very cloudy at the moment, but when that dries it's going to be really shiny. There is our gnome on a toadstool for Valentine's Day, and I do hope you enjoyed this, and that if you have a ScanNCut that you'll download the free file which I've given you and you can make this yourself. If not, you can, of course, make your own pattern, your own template, and cut it out. You don't have to do anything really fancy. Remember, these are sort of naive characters, so don't worry about perfection. Just have fun. Thank you so much to all of you who joined me today for the making of this little card. And I do hope that if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, that you'll consider doing so today. Remember to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future uploads, and please share with your friends. Until we meet again, please stay safe and crafty hugs. Bye.